One of the signs that you are on the right path is that if you have to pass through the fires of life, God will be present with you. In the waters of life, He will ensure you are not flooded. The Christian journey will have obstacles and challenges. God will not remove obstacles and challenges. However, He will be with you as you face them. Unfortunately, people tend to believe that because they have faced some adversity, that means they are on the wrong path. And the devil does a fantastic job approaching people during their fiery trials in life and speaking to them, saying, God is against you. God is an enemy to you. God is angry at you and opposed to you. But Isaiah comes along and tells us that God is with you. Remember, adversity and obstacles do not mean you are on the wrong path. Focus on the choice of words of the prophet. The prophet states, when, not if, but when thou passest through the waters, when thou walkest through the fire, I will be with thee. God says that He Himself will be there. God says that He is not sending an angel or a rescue team. No, God Himself will be there in that situation with you. God gets into the situation with His people. Victories over obstacles of life are sure proofs that you're walking according to God's pathway for your life. Job went through the fires of life, and he was on the right path. He was even described as a perfect and upright man. If you look at the Job in chapter 1 and Job in chapter 42, he is a completely different man to the man he was at the start of the book of Job. He knew and understood God in a way in which very few people will ever come to know. The truth is, there are some things about God that you can only learn through suffering. Philippians 3:10, that I may know Him, and the power of His resurrection, and the fellowship of His sufferings, being made conformable unto His death. The Apostle Paul's singular ambition in life was to know Jesus Christ experientially. Just like Job grew to know God experientially, the Apostle wanted something deeper than merely acquiring superficial head knowledge. Paul wanted to connect with Jesus on the closest possible level, that I may know Him, and the power of His resurrection, and the fellowship of His sufferings. How can you know Jesus as Emmanuel and that God is with you if you have never gone through the sorrows of life with Him? Trials and tribulations does not mean you are on the wrong path, especially when you come out on the other side as pure gold. And some of you listening to me right now have gone through the furnaces of life. You have gone through the waters of life. You have gone through the storms of life. And yet you know in your heart of hearts that God was with you through these storms. God was with you. A clear sign you are on the right path is that God is with you in the storms and fires of life. Sign number 3 is closely linked to sign number 2, absolute peace. Have you ever noticed the transition in Psalms 23 from David talking about God to directly speaking to God? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. And then in verse 4, the switch happens. Psalms 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. The fact that you are on the right path does not mean you will not experience challenges.